All right, and welcome to Bulls Digest. We are doing a pregame to the Charlotte Hornets versus the Chicago Bulls. We're going to be looking at some of the key things to look forward to in tonight's game against the Charlotte Hornets. It's been a little bit of a lengthy layoff for the Chicago Bulls, had a lot of practice time, and so now we are here. It's game day, getting ready to take on the Charlotte Hornets, and so hopefully the Chicago Bulls can get off to a great start. And so let's start with the injury reports around both teams. And so I think that both teams respectively are going into this thing a little banged up. But look, the Chicago Bulls right now, I think that the biggest takeaway on our injury report is that Vooch is not going to be out there tonight due to an illness, and so Vooch is not going to be available. And we also have Dalen Terry, who is out, and he is dealing with a knee injury, and so he is out tonight. And then with Zach Lavine, he has had some back spasms. That's what I'm seeing, but more than likely he is probable to go tonight. And so, that is a pretty big loss for the Bulls because Vooch has been a great player. I think some may argue that he might be the best player right now this season because he's averaging 21 points a game, 9.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists. But just his shooting splits have been pretty phenomenal. Look, he's at 58.7, 47.4, and then 85.2 for his splits. That's the best that he's really had since he's been a Chicago Bull. And so, that is going to be huge for the Chicago Bulls tonight. I think that, this team really operates well, especially when Vooch is in the paint and he's going to work. And so we're going to talk about, how the Chicago Bulls are going to pivot and some of the lineups that we can expect to see. But that is the injuries around the Chicago Bulls. And so next up, looking at the Hornets. And so with the Hornets, like I said, they're coming in banged up a little bit here. We know that LaMelo Ball is not going to be out there. He's listed with a calf, and I believe it's a calf strain. And so that is a definite tricky injury. I can tell you that. And so he is out tonight. They do have some players that more than likely will probably go. I know that they are listed as game time decisions on here. Keep in mind, these are subject to change. And so they might go out there, they might warm up and not play. But more than likely, you should see them out there. Curry should be there. Then also, too, with Miles Bridges, expect possibly for him to go ahead and suit up. And so I believe Trey Mann is still going to be out. He's listed as out right now. And so, the Charlotte Hornets going into this thing a little banged up, but they are going to have some of these players more than likely available as the game gets closer. And so next up, let's go ahead and look at the comparison between the two teams. And so when I look at the two teams, you're looking at the Hornets. I know that they're coming in. They've only won 7 games, but, this team is it's a feisty team, in my opinion. I've watched them a little bit, and they've been in some tight games. It just hasn't happened. In fact, I looked at a game where they actually had the Cleveland Cavaliers on the ropes. And so this is a team that is going to definitely, they're going to play hard. They get paid too. And so, you see defensively, they're a little bit higher in the rating. I think that with the Hornets, they definitely have some length out there, especially, at the center position. They did get Mark Williams back, and so they're still implementing that. And so this is a team that, once they get healthy, they could be a team that might start to scare some more teams. But for right now, this is a team that that they're going to come out there, they're going to play hard. And so with that being said, with the Chicago Bulls, I think that this is a game where the Bulls are going to have to come out and really just establish themselves at the early going. I think that this is a game that you cannot fall behind in. I think that this is a game where you have to jump all over the Hornets. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night for the Chicago Bulls. And so I think that that is the key takeaway for me. And, when we look at that, we obviously know from an offensive standpoint how good this team is at generating three-point shots. That's a given. But I hope over the break, the thing that we see now is that this team is also finding ways to get easier baskets, in the paint. Like, get some more baskets in the paint. Make sure that you're getting to the rim, drawing contact. You don't necessarily have to continue going for the three-point shot. And then obviously we want to see this team really cut down on the turnovers. I think that that is critical for this team tonight. Cut down on the turnovers, get some easy baskets, continue to run your stuff, but make sure that you come out with the right energy tonight, or it is going to be a tough ball game against the Hornets. And so next up, as we look at the projected starters in this game, and I think some of the keys and things to look for forward to just from an individual standpoint. Zach Lavine, he's coming into this thing a little banged up, with the back issues and things like that. So I want to see how he responds tonight. I think that he's doing a terrific job and just going out there and playing off of others, playing some winning basketball. So I've liked the pace that he's really played with this year. Hopefully one of the things that he can continue to work on is just cutting down the turnovers. I think that at times he still forces the ball. He'll be driving down. It'll be 3 players in front of him. He'll try to throw it up and throw his hands up, not get the foul. It turns out to be a turnover. So things like that, he's got to clean up. But other than that, I think that Zach Lavine has played very well. Coby White coming into this game, look, we knew that he was struggling with the shooting stretch or whatever. It's well documented that he's been cold, but hopefully he can get back to doing the Coby White things that we love. I think that, you're seeing him a bit more in this catch and shoot role, and he's been good at times, but I think that he operates best once he gets the ball in his hands some more. And we knew that was going to change a bit when you added Josh Giddey. And so I think that it's just finding a combination tonight for Coby White. And so I'm hoping that he doesn't just stay out on the perimeter. He still attacks. I think that when he's doing that, I think he's at his best, and I think he really feeds off that once he starts to see the ball going to the rim. And so the easiest way to get there is to get some easier shots, closer shots at the rim. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that with Coby White. And with Josh Giddey, he was dealing with some back issues going into this thing. So he's not listed on the injury report. So hopefully we get a chance to see him at full strength tonight. I think that, the Bulls are definitely going to need him, especially if Vooch is not there. And so this is a prime opportunity for Josh Giddey to really set the table tonight. And I continue to say this over and over with him. He's got to focus on the things that he can do best, which is assist the basketball and rebound the basketball. I think that those other things as far as scoring are going to come to him. We know defensively, the struggle there, but I think for the offensive standpoint, those things will really start to unlock itself, because if you're getting rebounds, you're getting rebounds on the offensive end and things like that, you're going to have opportunities to get some putbacks, and just your activity should put you a little bit closer to the goal. And so hopefully he can get some baskets that way and maybe start to get things going, so in confidence as well. Next up, Jalen Smith. Look, Jalen Smith is going to have to step up tonight with no Vooch. And, we talked about this in the offseason with Jalen Smith. He puts up these good per 48s or whatever, per 36. You see that as you play him, it suggests that, he can produce. And so he gets a chance to now step into the starting lineup. And I think that a lot of fans wanted to see this because, quite frankly, this might be the future of the Chicago Bulls right now. If we are to move on from Vooch, and if we don't get a center back, then Jalen Smith would have to step in. And so we want to see what Jalen Smith is going to do tonight. It is going to be a bit of a challenge. I mean, he has Nick Richards out there. I believe Mark Williams as well is out there. I see him as active, so I don't know if the Hornets are going to play him or what they're going to do. But we'll see what happens. But I want to see some of Jalen Smith tonight. Hopefully he's aggressive. Currently, he's averaging about 8 and 5. And so before we jump into the projected starters for the Hornets and kind of looking at the bench situation, I'll jump over to the chat real quick. It says that Modest should be getting major minutes tonight with no Vooch or Terry. I totally agree with you there, D-Law, and I think that we've also been seeing reports from Billy Donovan that suggests that we are going to see some Modest Buzelis tonight. And so, is Billy Donovan going to hold his word tonight? I'm hoping that we do see some Modest Buzelis. This is a prime opportunity. Look, Patrick Williams is coming off the injury. We don't have Vooch out there. You are going to have to utilize your size, and I hope that you don't stop the momentum of what Modest Buzelis is doing. So totally agree with you there. ESPN took down the injury report for the Hornets. Indeed, they did. I did check that. And so, yeah, it looks like they took down the injury report for the Hornets. And so that's what I'm saying. These injury reports that you see here on this live, I mean, it is subject to change, guys. So even the starting lineups, that's something that could change for us too as well. And so just want to put that out there. And so before we jump over into just the Hornets situation, I wanted to point out the bench, and I'm glad that D-Law brought that up. Thanks for bringing that up about Modest Buzelis. And so we've been seeing a lot of stuff about Patrick Williams. It looks like that he is slated to about a 20 to 24 minute kind of workload. That is something that was reported. Casey Johnson put that up. But but also too, just some of the comments that Billy Donovan's been talking about. He's talking about using Modest Buzelis and Patrick Williams. I am excited to see this, especially if these are two players that you are looking to perhaps build with in the future. We need to see them on the court. And so I'm excited to see that. Heck, I hope we see them out there with Josh Giddey, right? Because if you're looking to pivot to this youth movement, you need to get these players out there. You need to play them. You need to see what exactly you have before you just start making moves out there. And so I think that this is important. This is a great game to see exactly what we can get out of them. And so I know it's just one game. Obviously, we want to see them put more games, but it's a step in the right direction, especially if you're a team that's slated for the play-in situation. You might as well go out there and experiment with lineups and see what you have. And so those are some things to look forward to in tonight's game. I think the bigger stories around the Chicago Bulls. And so lastly, with the Hornets. And so when I look at their team, there's just, one player that I'm looking forward to seeing out there, and it is going to be Brandon Miller. I got a chance to watch him a lot when he was in college at the University of Alabama. And so saw his games, and I think that, he's definitely getting better. I know he had a slow start to his rookie year. Also watched him in the summer league as well when he went against Wembanyama that next night. And so, look, I like Brandon Miller a lot, and I think that you're seeing that he's kind of taken off this year, especially with LaMelo Ball out. And so I think that, he could be a real star in the rise here. Definitely want to see how he operates tonight if you haven't had a chance to see him. I mean, it's not just offense. Defensively, he's pretty good too. I've seen him numerous times get chased down blocks, and that's something that I watched him do under Coach Oates out there in Alabama when he was in college. And so this guy can do it all. And so I want to see a little bit of him tonight. And so that is really what I'm looking forward to seeing. And so make sure you tune into the game. And then also, too, we will be back for the post game of this game. And so just checking the chat one more time out there, and I don't see anything else. Just D-Law, appreciate you out there for commenting. Means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest. Want to tell you that. And so I'll see you guys on the next one, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. It means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest. We try to reach our humble goal of just 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Wanted to let you know about 68.3% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure that you please do that. And look, man, this is a game that the Bulls they need to have it. Make no mistake about it. I know we don't have a direction and everything else, but we need to win games. And so I want to see us win a game. I don't want to, turn on the television and watch us take a loss. So hopefully we get a win tonight, and I'll see you guys on the post game. All right.